from Witchpeace Craft. Welcome to everybody who's stopping by. Today is a crafting life catch-up video. I have some finished objects. Yes, one knitting, one crochet, a yarn haul, a little unusual yarn haul, but it should be fun to share it with you. So, shall we start with knitting or crochet? Let's start with the knitting because I'm so excited I have finished these. So you better be sitting down, Soxy Nana Alice, because I have finished my socks. Ta-da! They keep wanting to fall off the sock blockers. There you go. My socks. I started them January the 12th and I finished them May the 14th. That's how long it took me to knit a pair of socks, which is a record time for me. Ta-da! Socks. I'll go into the details. So the pattern had been in my library for a while because I really liked it when I saw it in Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It is called the Old Sweatshirt Socks. I'll just fold it like that. There. And that's why they're falling off the sock blockers, because they're designed to scrunch up and gather up, which I really like, that sort of sock. Longer, that I can scrunch down and it will go over my jeans and look nice with a pair of shoes. So, my socks. I used, I can't remember what knitting needles. The yarn I used is this, and it is called, it was gifted to me by Cairns. Thank you, Karen. It was quite a while ago, but I finally used it. Threads. I'm really disorganized. I'm so excited. Threads by Megan Nicole, hand-dyed yarn. That was it there. And there was and I've put it away now, there was the main skein and a little contrast skein. But I decided I would do them all in one color because of the way I'm not that great at sock knitting. And I used the main skein, Tiger Lily. 463 yards. It's superwash merino, wool and nylon, and I showed you. That's all I have left of the main skein. I think it was, I decided because I'd been using 2.75 on the other socks I have made, which isn't very much, and I went to a 2.25 knitting needle. I use two needles, knit in the round. I do earth tones. I did earth girl tones, something like that, tutorial on no fear sock knitting. I'll put it in the description below if you want to have a go. It is really well taught. Yes, there is a lot of language, like as in she talks a lot, but I think it's really good for beginners. So with the pattern, I did the top bit, but I really like the shadow wrap heel that I learnt with Earth Tones Girl. I'm sorry, I can't remember it. But I like the shadow wrap heel on the toe. So I did to there, and then I did the shadow wrap heel and the toe the way that I have learnt to do. I tried heel, I think the first time I tried heel flap and gusset, and I just couldn't do it. It just really put me off sock knitting. But ever since I've learned the shadow wrap heel, I don't mind it. I just find it hard going because it's such fine wool and fine needles. But having said that, I may make another pair or something similar before the end of the year. My socks are finished for the sock along with Soxy Nana Alice and My Pink Bathtub, who are running the sock along. I said I would make a pair, and I have. Ta-da! So that's my knitted finish object. My crochet finish object is something I'm making for a friend. She saw one at my December market I was selling, and she was going to buy it, and I said, no. In actual fact, it's too big, and I think I would rather make you one as a gift and make it smaller. So do you want to see what I've made? The Hungry Caterpillar. She's just become a grandmother, and I plan to give her the Hungry Caterpillar with the book as a gift, and I have made it. It's in Red Heart Super Saver. And yes, the pattern I have used is again a free pattern on Ravelry. I've used it Hungry Caterpillar inspired crochet pattern. I don't know if it tells me anywhere. No. I'll put a link to the pattern in the description below, but there you have it. The Hungry Caterpillar. And I've made this as a gift for a new baby and a grandmother so that she can read to her baby, her grandson, as he grows up. But there you go. My Hungry Caterpillar gift. I really like children's books. They inspire me to make things. And I really like giving the book and a toy as a gift to someone. Little people, new grandmothers, new mums. I just think it's really nice that they get a homemade gift with a book that they can read to their child. I really like my Hungry Caterpillar. Look, the pattern calls for felt eyes. I'm not great with felt and I don't like artificial eyes, so I've crocheted my own. I am getting better. Look, they're not great, but I'm getting better at it. My finished crochet object. So that's what I have been working on. Socks were the ones I wanted to finish and they took a bit of time, and I haven't had a lot of spare crafting time lately. Work is quite busy. Yarn haul. So I was talking to my friend earlier about Zadaddy. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. He has a Chanel yarn called the Really Good Chanel Yarn, and every time he restocks his shop I miss out. But this time he had, like, you could join the email list and the people on the email list would get 24 hours early access to his shop. And I was telling Ulia that I would like to try his yarn, and she said I've ordered some, which really surprised me because I didn't think she was into like chenille or plushy yarns. It's about to arrive. It was a little late coming, but he apologized. Apparently it was arriving. So she turned up at my office with a mail pack that was actually unopened. She couldn't even remember what colors she bought and why she bought it. And inside was 2 balls of black, 2 balls of green, and of course 3 balls of red. I'll read the label to you. So it's Zaddy Crafts and a Really Good Chenille Yarn, 100 grams, 110 meters, 100% polyester. So I've got 3 red, 2 green, 2 black. And I offered to buy it off her because she really didn't know what to do with it. And she hadn't even opened the mail pack. So I paid for it and bought it off her. But she called in on the Tuesday, and at lunchtime on the Tuesday, he was going live early with a restock. So besides that, I went and bought more, and even though I haven't tried it in different colors, because most people I know who use it love it, so I'm going to give it a go. I may regret it, who knows, but when that arrives, I'll show you what colors I bought. She also bought, that's his, Zaddy Crafts. This is a packing slip. Another red. There's 4 red. 2 black, 2 green, 4 red. She must have had something in mind. And on Etsy, she bought these eyes. And the thing is, Aulia wanted to support local Australian small business, and these came from a local Australian small business. She did have some bigger ones, but I said to her, I'll take these. Same as Zaddy Crafts. He's Australian. Look, the origin of the yarn is China. It's made in China under his direction, but we're still supporting a small business in Australia, and that was the point. I was going to buy his yarn anyway. I would have bought red, black and green plus other colors, so I just bought it off her. And if she ever remembers what she was going to do with it or wants to make something, I'm always willing to give it back to her, or she can order more. So yes, that was a purchased yarn haul. Now, last time I showed you some yarn that one of my bosses brought in because she's not going to be knitting or anything anymore. She doesn't feel like she has people to give it to all the time for it. She's doing other things in her retirement. And she walked into my office Friday with 3 bags of yarn. A lot of wool, but I'm going to show you what there is. So in here is 2 skeins of this. Now I've worked out it's either Finnish or Norwegian, and it's 100% wool. It's like a chain spun, probably 3-weight 8-ply, and there are 2 skeins of that in blue. One of them's falling apart, and then this is not the same, this is different, but I'll just take it all out because it's going to rustle. In here there's 2 balls in like a petrol blue, and then there's, God knows, about 10 balls, cakes wound up in this. This is a 2-weight yarn, again looks chain spun, and it's wool. So there's all that in one bag. That was the blue bag. I'll just put it over there on another table. Oops, don't fall off the table. So then bag number 2 that she brought in had 7 balls of Annette Ericsson's Eco Cotton, which is an 8-ply 3-weight cotton. Actually, it's quite fine. They say it's 3-weight, but I feel like it's closer to a 2. It's really quite fine. It says 250 meters per ball, a 5mm crochet hook, and it's yellow. And there are 7 balls in this bag of that yarn, along with a couple of odds and sods, but 7 balls of cotton in that bag. Then this is a jumper she started, and she said, I'm never going to finish it. It's all sort of there and still on the needles there, like that, a lacy jumper in, get it out, this yarn, which is Windsor Mist brushed yarn, 100% acrylic, moth proof, 135 yards per ball in China Rose, and there are 5 full balls plus her knitting. She said you can finish it if you want. Now the thing about that is, I'll just put it all down there because there's so much of it. It's a handwritten pattern, and the thing, I just find knitting's difficult to finish because it's noticeable when your tension is a lot different to someone else. So I will probably get that frogged. If I can frog it, I'll ask Thing to frog it. If it catches a lot, I won't worry. I'll just do what we can with it. I won't be a moment because there is more. So in those 3 bags was more yarn, which I've actually put in a bag to take to Crochet for Cancer, because there are 10 full balls of Stallion 8-ply acrylic, a local yarn that we get from a box store, and there are, it's made in China, 230 meters per ball, and there are 10 in that one color, that neutrally beige color, and that is something they can use at Crochet for Cancer as a donated yarn. Look, just heaps of them. So I've already separated that because I'm going to give that to Crochet for Cancer, donate it for the ladies to use. It's not a color I use a lot of. I don't particularly use Stallion yarn. It's a budget yarn a lot of people use for charity. For me, it's a bit fine. I do prefer the Marvel 8-ply, which is a little bit more expensive. But it's always nice, and as my boss said, do whatever you want with the yarn. Donate it, give it away, give it to a charity shop if you think it's no good. But there is a lot here I would use. The blues especially, I've been tossing up around ideas. I love the brushed lavender yarn. The cotton, I'm not keen on the yellow, but I'm trying to come up with something I could make with it. Maybe a beach wrap or something that someone might like, and sell it on my stall and then donate the money to charity. But that's my yarn haul. What a yarn haul. When she walked in the office with 3 bags, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with it all? But when I sorted through it, I worked out there's a lot I can do with it, even giving it away like the stallion yarn to charity. It will help a lot of people. And the way they do up the donation bags, it'll probably won't all be beige. It'll be mixed with other colors in that brand as a donation pack for someone to take home and make up a lap gown or a poncho or beanies with. So yes, it's very handy and it's very much appreciated. So what did you think to my yarn haul? Not bad, hey? But do you like my socks? Look, they're not perfect. I still need lots of practice on the shadow wrap heel, but they fit me great. And hopefully I'll put some photos at the end of what they look like, even if they're just on the sock blockers. But I haven't blocked them yet, and yes, see, they're quite long, stretched out, but I did want to be able to like gather them up like that. And I do like this pattern. It's a little different and not that challenging. It's just, yeah, knitting socks it's like I do have fear of a knitting sock, so I highly recommend the no fear sock tutorials. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later, hiccups. But guys, that's my crafting life catch up for this week. I have got some other stuff on the go, but maybe that'll come to you in another day or so. I've been just crafting when I can and doing what I want to do, not necessarily stuff for a market or a set project. I really like making the Hungry Caterpillar. I've made it a few times. I think this must be about the 4th time. And it is always popular on my markets in acrylic. I have never made it in a plushy yarn. But now I look at the yarn, no, I don't have sufficient green. I'd have to make it all one green. I'll have to see what's coming because I can't remember what colors I bought from Zadaddy. But make sure you check out his YouTube channel and his store. He does have patterns. He does some great patterns. Not that I have ever bought any, because I am trying to finish patterns that I already have. And I'm refusing to be lured in by new patterns, which is really difficult. So yes, that's it from me today. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead of you. Be kind, take care, stay well, and remember, you can have a crafty day being inspired by a children's book. Bye for now.